Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Crawford, you're here in case 2021 MM 4475 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case at about $25,000. Condition of your bond is that you not have any contact with the victim in this case. You must maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return if you have a shared residence with this victim to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. State, Mr. Crawford is on probation in, is it Brevard County, Orange City? Volusia, correct? That's what I couldn't remember. Brevard or Volusia. On charges of aggravated battery on a pregnant person. He is a violent felony offender, special concern. You ask him to take action on his probation case.
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Even though he's a violent felony, special concern involving the same victim.
The state is not asking you to take any action at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Crawford, you'll be held anyways for 72 hours for Volusia County to file that affidavit of violation against you involving the same victim in this case. You have a great day, sir. I'll appoint a public defender to represent you. Ask Ms. George a question. And in the facts of this case, you might take a gander at those. Is that Mr. Brahakis behind him? Did we get Mr. Brahakis? I'm just trying to figure out. Still on the way? Okay. I know we're going a little out of order, so I want to make sure.
Your Honor, the victim and my client currently works at the same job.
Okay. They want to
Will
figure
you
out.
allow him to go back to work as long as they have separate?
Yeah, you just can't have any contact.
Thank you.
So, but you're not going to be released, you understand, until Volusia has 72 hours, 72 business days, so 5 business days to file that violation of probation against you. You're not going to be entitled to release on this case of that violation of probation until your violation of probation is completed. So you're probably not getting out anytime soon. All right? Have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is,
Sorry, what's your name?
what should I say? Byron Edward Doherty.
Is it William Smith? Am I saying that correct? No. That's what I'm trying to, I'm sorry, I got this to get this vent here. All right, so what are you telling me your name is? As I'm trying to make sure I address you in the proper way.
I don't really know what to say.
You don't know what your name is?
Byron Edward Doherty.
Okay. Mr. Doherty, you are here in 2 matters. The first one is 2021 CF 7668 AO on charge of attempted burglary of a conveyance and criminal mischief. Did find probable cause for your arrest in that charge, in that case. You're also here in case 2021 CF 7669 AO for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and resisting officer without violence. I did find probable cause for your arrest as to that case as well, involving the same charging affidavit essentially. In 7668, I want to set your bond in that case amount of $2,000 and stay your bond in count 2 amount of $100. Condition that bond, no return to the scene, no contact with any victims or witnesses, no weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. In 7669, I'm going to stay your bond in the amount of $2,500 in your aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charge and stay your bond in count 2, resisting officer without violence, the amount of $100. Condition of the bond, no contact with any victims or witnesses, no return to the scene, no weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in both your cases, sir. You have a great day.
Sir, may I order that the court be ordered on for demand of speedy trial within 60 days?
Well, right now, speedy trial suspended because of the emergency COVID order, so, and plus your information hasn't been filed yet, so you can't get the information, you can't.
I also would like to file for them to file for them to, within 33 days or 30 days to file charges on me or release me on my own recognizance.
Yeah, you have an attorney that'll handle that for you when that time arises.
Present myself as a pro.
So you want to represent yourself?
Yes, sir. But
All right, so I'm gonna withdraw the public defender's office from representing you. You can do what you gotta do. All right, have a great day.
Your Honor,
Yes, I would ask that you leave us on the case, Your Honor. He does have some kind of mental health issues. So I'll just ask that for now, you leave us assigned, and then later on, if he wants to represent himself, he can do so downtown in the trial.
All right, Mr. Doherty, I'll do this. The Florida Supreme Court has pretty much ordered me to give everybody the public defender that I see. So I'm gonna give you the public defender for now. If you get to downtown and you wanna have a FREDA hearing and represent yourself, that judge will assess your ability to do that. So for right now, we'll have the public defender represent you. Just make sure you don't get lost in the jail, all right?
I see you do.
You have a great day.
Can is there a way they can find out where I can be able to get out of the mental health, whatever they got me down there?
That's a function of the jail, sir. That's outside of my jurisdiction.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Chris Golden.
Ms. Golden, you're here in an Osceola County, out-of-county warrant in case 2021 CF 1707B on charges of lewd lascivious exposition and child neglect in count 2. Judge in that case set your bond amount of $5,000 in count 1 and $2,000 in count 2. Additionally, your bond will say no contact with the victim or the victim's family. No unsupervised contact with a child under the age of 18 years old. No weapons, no firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Not allowed to return to the scene where this incident happened. You must abide by the protection order that is in place in 2021 DR 1202. While you're on release in this case, we're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Oh, interpreter, I'm sorry. Losing it. This button's box is still not working. Let me get that reset.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Theodore Leal, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has been previously sworn, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Leal. I can see you this morning, so good morning. I have a defendant here at the BRC that needs your assistance. If you mind, if you can try to make a connection with the podium.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sí.
Connected, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Miguel Ángel Cruz García.
Miguel Ángel Cruz Garcia.
Mr. Cruz Garcia, you're here in case 2021 MM4513AO on charge of solicitation and procure for prostitution. I reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to state your bond amount of $750. Condition your bond. You're not allowed to return to the scene or location where this incident happened. Mr. Cruz Garcia, tell me, do you make $800 a week? I'm sorry.
Sí.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So you're not going to qualify for the services of the public defender at this time. So you're going to have to hire your own attorney. You have a great day, sir. All right. He doesn't need the interpreter, right? No. All right. Thank you, Mr. Rao. That was my one and only case for right now. So have a great morning.
To Your Honor, thanks.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, sir. I'm Frankie Avalon Bojorquez Jr.
Mr. Borquez, you're here in case 2021 MM4481AO on charge of trespass after warning. Did review your charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. State you convey an offer, Mr. Borquez?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to the Howard Vernon Hotel.
All right. And Mr. Borquez, do you want to take that offer from the state of Florida, which is an adjudication of guilt credit for the time you spend in the Orange County Jail and court costs?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Yes,
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes, no contest. I'm pleading today,
All right,
sir.
1 second. Here, sir, you're here in case 2021 MM4481AO on charge of trespass after warning. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I heard you earlier say you want to enter a plea of no contest. Is that still correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all of your rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
1998, depression.
All right. Are you suffering from any of the symptoms of your depression right now?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you into this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
I reviewed your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein. I accept your plea of no contest. Find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. You have a question for me? Or,
I was just going to say happy 4th of July.
all right.
Enjoy
Happy 4th of
the
July
weekend.
to you.
Thank you.
I want to adjudicate you guilty of the charge and give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. There's a court cost of prosecution in this case of $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir. All right. We're back on Spanish? Yeah. Oh. Well, I had no choice. I can't keep an interpreter if we're not dealing with Spanish cases. That's what our admin order says.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretaña, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has already been sworn.
Good morning, Madam Interpreter. This is Judge Bain calling from the BRC. I need your assistance with, I think, a few more defendants this morning. If you can, see if you can make a connection with the podium.
There is contact, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Gabriel Ramírez García.
Javier Ramirez Garcia.
All right, we'll deal with Mr. Ramirez first. Mr. Ramirez, you're here in case 2021 MM4516AO on charge of solicitation to procure prostitution. I did review your charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to state your bond amount of $750. Condition of your bond that you have not returned to the scene of the location where this incident happened or where you were arrested. Sir, do you make $550 per week?
Sí.
Yes.
Doesn't qualify at $550 a week?
Huh?
All right, Mr. Ramirez Garcia, I think you're right on the line based on you also have bills. So I'm going to rule the clerk's determination to appoint you the public defender in this case. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Mi nombre es Joan Snyder Guzmán Cana.
My name is Joan Snyder Guzman.
Mr. Guzman, you're here in case 2021 CF 65360 on charge of aggravated stalking, domestic violence, and criminal mischief. The judge signing your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count one in an amount of $15,000. Count two, going to stay your bond in an amount of $500. Going to subject to pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. Do not return to the location where this incident happened. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. So, Mr. Guzman, do you have any questions about the no contact order?
Si quisiera saber qué es la orden de prevención y qué debo de hacer.
Yes, I would like to know what this order is and what do I have to do.
All right, well, take a look at the order right there. It's in front of you. Before that happens, you make $1,000 a week.
Pues entre 600, 800, eso me gano en la semana.
Well, around 600 or 800 a week.
All right. I don't think you're going to qualify for the services of the public defender based on that, so you're going to have to hire your own attorney. But do you have any questions about the no contact order after reviewing it? Yes, you have a copy of it right there with you.
Sí, pues en días anteriores que yo tuve discusión con mi novia, pues ella y yo ya estamos y tenemos ya una buena relación. Quisiera saber si ella puede retirar los cargos o qué podría pasar, porque yo en este momento me encuentro bien con ella.
Well, you see, I've talked with my girlfriend. We had a discussion days before, and right now we're in good terms. We have a good relationship right now, and I would like to know if she can withdraw the charges.
Right now, I want you to explain this to you. I want you to listen to me so you can be very clear right now. Your girlfriend is not controlled by what I just told you. And with the order it's entered, it says you to have absolute zero, no contact with her until somebody in a black robe that looks like me says you can have contact with her. If you violate my orders, you will be arrested. You will spend time here with me in the Orange County Jail on a no bond status. And we'll see when we get to your case when we have time.
Perfecto.
Perfect.
Have a great day. Anybody else? Need to interpret.
Castro Phoebus Medical.
All right, we'll get to the refusal now. Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let's go back to La Madrid. Somebody told me that he was a behavior. All right, so this case 2000. Sorry. This case 2021 MM4514, I'm sorry, AO. Mr. Lamadrid, I want to appoint a public defender to represent him.
Your Honor, I'll waive the appearance.
All right. I'm going to release Mr. Lamadrid on pretrial release. In this case, conditions pretrial release, not return to the scene of the location, not engage in any further solicitation actions for sexual activity under the statute. One appointment, all right, appointed a public defender to represent him, all right. All right, and he said Castro was medical.
Yes.
All right, that's case 2021 CT 4203 AO. Does the public defender office, do you guys already represent him? There's a failure to appear.
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Castro.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, he's here on a failure to appear warrant. His bond is $500. His bond's going to stay as set. morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Lewis, sir.
Mr. Lewis, you are here this morning in case 2021 CF 7628AO on charges of possession or use or manufacturing of drug paraphernalia, possession of cannabis, and petty theft. Does anybody know why this case was reset from yesterday with Judge Gibson? Okay.
The public defender Blaze wanted this case reset. He said he needed to speak with our public defender, Ms. George.
He did, Your Honor. Originally, he thought there was a PC challenge. I did not see one. So I would just ask that you set the bond in this case.
All right, sir. I want to set your bond in count one amount of $1,000. Count two, 100. Count three, 100. Condition of the bond: no return to the scene to location. No contact with any victims or witnesses. May not possess any drugs or alcohol, or may not associate with any known drug dealers or drug users. You're out on RWR or bond in case 2021 CF 4568AO, 2021 CF 60630. Going to revoke those bonds, set new bonds at $0 in those cases. We've got the public defender appointed in all your cases. You have a great day, sir. All right, I have Anaya bonded. Now I have Long, it's my next person. All righty. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Very long.
Ms. Long, you're here in case 2021 MM 4515AO on charge of prostitution. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in that case amount of $750. Condition of your bond: not return to the scene to location. May not have possessed or consume any drugs or alcohol. You may not associate with any known drug dealers or drug users. You're out on bond, or sorry, out on RWR in another prostitution case, 2021 CF 3539AO. In that case, the court's going to revoke that bond, set a new bond at $0 in that case. We'll appoint the public defender to represent you in all your cases. You have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Andrew Matias.
Mr. Matias, you're here in case 2021 MM 4504AO on charge of resisting officer without violence. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. State, was there an offer that you conveyed to Mr. Matias?
Excuse me?
Oh, I see. Hold on.
There is an offer, Your Honor. However, I see he's on parole.
And now it's in a different state or something?
Yeah, in,
All right.
it looks like Bronx County, New York.
Okay. All right, Mr. Matias, I'm going to stay your bond in this case amount of $500. Believe you have a fugitive case, so we just talked about your warrant case in New York, so I don't know if you got to resolve this case first or going to see you in New York first, but we'll get that handled. You have a great day, sir. I want to give you the point of public defender to represent you while you're here. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Antonio Murphy, sir.
Mr. Murphy, you're here in case 2021 MM 4503AO on charges of trespass on property after warning. I reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. State, was there an offer that you conveyed to Mr. Murphy this morning?
Adjudication of guilt, credit touchstone, no return to Wawa.
All right. Mr. Murphy, did you want to accept the state's offer of adjudication of guilt, credit time served to resolve your case today?
Yes, sir, I do.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
And you put your hand down.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 4503AO on a charge of trespass after warning. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
I do, yes. Yeah, I do, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case with the court today?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on that plea form that we went over with Ms. George right there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, I do.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, and medication?
No, sir, I'm not.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir, I have not.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir, they have not.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir, I do.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit. In this case, I did find a factual basis contained therein. I want to adjudicate you guilty of the charge, accepting your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. The court costs in this case are $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Okay, thank you. God bless.
All right. Using the stupid card. Knocking the card down. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Lavella Riley.
Ms. Riley, you're here in case 2021 MM 4517 AO on a charge of prostitution as a subsequent offense. I did review your charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond, in this case, amount of $750. Condition of your bond is you not return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. You may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. All right, well, talk to Ms. George first. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Michael Sanchez.
Mr. Sanchez, you're here in case 2021 MM 4518 AO on charge of solicitation to procure prostitution. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to release you on pretrial release in this case. Condition your pretrial release, you're not return to the scene of the location, and you're not engaged in any further solicitation for sexual activity under the statute. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Robert Terrell Smith.
Is it Terrell Smith or
Robert Terrell Smith.
Terrell? Okay, so I'm going to give you your first last name is Terrell, and then your last.
First name Robert, middle name Terrell, last name Smith.
Okay, there we go. I want to make sure. Mr. Smith, you're here in case 2021 MO 746 AO on charge of disorderly conduct. I reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. State, are you keeping with the drug paraphernalia case?
No, Your Honor, that's going to be nullified.
All right. All right, Mr. Smith, the city, I believe, is offering withholds of adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve your disorderly conduct. Do you want to do that?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the charges in this case, solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, put your hand down. Sir, you're here on a charge of disorderly conduct in case 2021 MO 746 AO. That's a second-degree misdemeanor, it's punishable by 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. You want to enter pleas of guilty or no contest to resolve the case?
No contest, Your Honor.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest in this case, you're going to give up all the rights outlined on the plea form in front of you?
I understand.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, medication?
No, Your Honor.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
I understand.
I did review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis for your plea. Going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Want to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. The court costs of prosecution in this case are $223, and we'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. I'm not taking any action in your 2020 CF 11397 AO case or 2020 CF 10341 AO case. However, state can make that announcement as the 2021 MM 4500 AO.
At this time, the state enters a no bill.
All right, have a great day, sir. I'm gonna release some RR as that count, Madam Clerk. The no bill case, the drug paraphernalia. All right. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm fine.
All right. Can you tell me your name, please?
Emily B. Trish.
Ms. Trish, you're here in case 2021 MM 4519 AO on a charge of prostitution as a subsequent offense. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Want to set your bond in this case amount of $750.
I believe the offer is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served to resolve the case today.
All right. So how's she gonna do the HIV testing? Do they do that? Is that something they offer? And who's monitoring it, or who's gonna report that back to the court?
She can show proof of her report, and not fix her life.
I don't have authority to do that. So I was trying to figure out, like, I mean, so.
You do it at the jail can do the test,
Correct.
and then she can show proof to the clerk.
Yeah. But I can't D6 her license. You have to file a contempt motion or something.
That's fine.
All right. And I just want to make sure that you said who's doing it at the jail is the question.
I don't know who does it at the jail. I don't know which actual individual, whether it's medical staff or that does.
That's what I mean, like, so I can direct her where she needs to go and what needs to be done. Then if I sentence her, the jail just can't hold her based on my order to have her.
She can do it in the custody or out of custody. It's just to show proof. We can give her 15 days after release to show proof to the clerk. So whether she does it in jail or out of jail, she can bring that proof to the clerk's office.
Health Department.
That's the state's offer, Your Honor.
I'm not necessarily comfortable taking that offer because I,
Understand, Your Honor?
I don't oversee these cases. It's not like in my division where I can set a status date or compliance date or something like that. So, who's the judge? Whose division is this? When is this next pretrial date? About 15 days. All right, Ms. Trish, I will accept the offer with these conditions. I'm going to set a status date on Judge McGinnis's pretrial date. By that time, you need to have brought or filed with the clerk
Testing.
proof of your testing, not the results, that you were tested.
Okay.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And should I take the class? Is there a class yet?
The state's offer to include class.
No, I'm saying, but isn't there, no, in the minimum mandatories for this charge, isn't there testing and it's just like a class, like a HIV awareness class, I believe?
I don't think the statute, normally we can include that, but that doesn't, usually not our offer at IA is to include the class.
Yeah, I know you're not, I'm trying to make sure.
I don't know the answer to that question, Your Honor.
Yeah, because I think there's if I remember correctly, because it's in a separate statute. It refers to, so it's a prostitution statute and it refers to another statute where it requires the testing and I believe a class. I'm not 100%, but.
Your Honor, she said when she does the test, they'll also make her watch the 1 hour video.
Okay, there we go. All right, so me going to be able to get all that done by the 16th? All right. All right, Ms. Trish, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, put your hand down. Ma'am, you are here in case 2021 MM 4519 AO on a charge of prostitution. That was a subsequent offense. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you want to plead guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
You understand by pleading to no contest, you're waiving all the rights outlined in the plea form that's in front of you.
Sir.
You understand that another conviction can be used to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony at that point.
I do.
And you still want to go forward with the plea, knowing that? All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness? Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation. All right. I did review your charging affidavit. In this case, I did find a factual basis contained therein. Want to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. Give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. I'm going to set a status, what time on the 16th? Oh, you going to set, you have from now to July 16th at 9 a.m. to report to Judge McGinnis's courtroom. In between that time, you need to have taken HIV STD testing, show proof that you've taken the test, not the results. You need to have attended there's a 1 hour video HIV awareness program. Failure to comply will result in contempt of court proceedings against you, where you got to set up a new set of penalties, including imprisonment and fines. The court costs, the cost of prosecution in this case are $273. There is an additional fee, right, too? I feel like there's for prostitution, there's an additional. No. It's not, I don't think, it's not the solicitation one with the $2,000 or whatever, it's $5,000 fine, whatever that is, surcharge. Okay. All right, so the court costs, the cost of prosecution case are $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, sorry. And there we go. All right, this 2021 MM 2809AO, Mr. Golson. I'm going to appoint the public defender is already appointed.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Nope, they're not appointed. I'm appointed public defender. He has a failure to appear warrant, bond set at $2,000. I make conditions bond not return to the scene, no contact with any victims or witnesses. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Charles Polk.
Mr. Polk, you're here in case 2021 MO 540AO on a failure to appear warrant. Bond in that case is $500, but state you aware of the city have made an offer.
Yes, Your Honor, withhold credit time served.
This is after they filed, so is it still withhold? I just want to make sure.
If it's been filed, yes, $10 court cost.
Yes, a $10 filing fee.
Yes, sir, and $223 court cost.
Okay. All right, Mr. Polk, did you want to oh, no, sorry, no, you can't accept that offer. You're on probation. So I'm going to say your bond is $500. You have a great day, sir. I'm going to appoint a public defender, then I already appointed. All right, it's 2021 CO 837 AO, Mr. Baker. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent him.
Your Honor, there was an offer. Can we see if he's willing to come tomorrow?
All right, let's reset him with, well, I'm here in the morning, so let's try to reset him in the morning, see if he's more inclined to hang out with us tomorrow. Yeah, refuse. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Brown.
Mr. Brown, you're here in case 2021 MO 747AO on charge of disorderly conduct. Review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to ask, I believe the city's offering withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs in these cases. Do you want to accept that offer from them?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you're here in case 2021 MO 747 and AO on charge of disorderly conduct. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. Punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case today?
Contest.
You understand about entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form in front of you. You understand, waiving all your rights on the plea form? Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, to coerce you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Do you understand about entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen and could subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
They have opportunity to review your charging affidavit, so I did find a factual basis contained therein. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 2 days that you spend in Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and cost of prosecution in this case are $223. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'm not taking any action on your 2021 CF 6668 AO case. Thank you. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Bernard.
Mr. Nair, you're here in case 2021 MO 748 AO on charge of urinating or defecating in public. They reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. I believe the city is offering withholds of adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve your case. Is that something you want to do this morning? Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Sir, you're here in case 2021 MO 748 AO on charge of urinating or defecating in public. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to this charge?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on this plea form in front of you?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
Do you understand by entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen and could subject you to deportation?
I'm not on anything like that.
Well, as I had to warn you. I don't have to say it to everybody. All right. I did review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going on to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case are $223. I'll give you, 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Okay.
All right. All right, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Sabrina Casamayor.
Ms. Casamayor, you're here in case 2021 CF 7687 AO on charges of aggravated assault with a weapon, domestic violence, and battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. State, can you tell me if this last battery was involving the same victim?
Your Honor, it's a different victim.
All right, when was that?
2016.
Okay. All right, Ms. Casamajor, you're going to set your bond in count one, amount of $2,000, count two, $500. Condition your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. If you have a shared residence, I'll give you one time with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, ma'am. You have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Stephen Cruz.
Ms. Cruz, Mr. Cruz, you're here in case 2021 CF 77000 AO on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, battery, domestic violence, and criminal mischief. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Priscilla Taylor, Taylor.
All right. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, put your hand down. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Cruz?
He was my boyfriend.
All right. Do you want to have contact with Mr. Cruz while this case is pending?
No.
Has there been any were you the subject of these prior instances of domestic violence that I see in this history?
No, just this last one, yes.
All right. Were you aware of his prior history of domestic violence?
Yes.
All right. Did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
Alcohol.
All right, Mr. Cruz, in count one, I'm going to set your bond amount of $3,000, count two, $500, and count three, $250. Condition of no bonds that you be subject to supervision by pretrial release services. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement if you have anything at your shared residence to retrieve that. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol while you're out on release in this case. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I'm going to,
Honor, what was the bond on count one?
$3,000. And it says here that you make $800 a week.
I'm also like to request for Veterans Deferment Court, please.
That's something that can happen later on. You can meet with Judge Lattimore and her team about that. But as of right now, you don't qualify for the services of the public defender because you make too much money. So I'm not going to appoint them to represent you. You're going to hire your own attorney. You have any questions about the no contact order though?
Yes, and in regards to the, I have quite a few still, like my vehicle, and I have a motorcycle, and I have a garage. It's separate. It's an apartment complex, and there's a garage.
Yeah.
As long as I'm there, I just need to get all my clothes for work and stuff.
Yeah, so.
Because it's going to take a minute.
So what is this? Now, you're going to have to go there with law enforcement. So you got to be realistic about what you're going to be able to grab in the time that they're going to be able to stay with you. Because if they get called to, a shooting that happens around the corner, they're going to, you're going to leave. They're going to leave and you're going to have to leave. So, just got to be a little realistic about what you got to go grab. Grab tools, work clothes, things like that. Sofas, TVs, probably not going to happen. But,
Most of my clothes are in the room, and the garage is separate from, it's over 500 feet.
Okay, I'm just.
Roger
that. I saw your history. You see, know how this works. So don't violate my orders because you know what happens.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a great day. Hydration. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Keith Harris.
Mr. Harris, you're here in case 2021 CF 7683 AO on charge of battery, domestic violence by strangulation. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in an amount of $2,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location.
Okay.
May not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
I can't have firearms.
I
know.
You say that, but it's probably I know in looking reviewing my cases this morning, it's about 3 or 4 people back there with you that don't seem to understand that concept.
Yes, sir.
But so I had to tell you just to make sure you understand.
How long do I have to contact the pretrial release people? As soon as
You're gonna meet with them before you leave. They're gonna set all that up with you. When appoint the public defender to represent you. Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No, sir.
All right. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Gregory Moran Pelaez.
Sir, you're here in case 2020 CF 11411 AO on charge of battery, 1 prior domestic violence, and aggravated assault with a weapon, domestic violence. The judge signed your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. I'll say, was this prior domestic violence case involving the same victim?
One moment, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
All right, when was that case?
I don't see another case, Your Honor.
Does PTR, do you know what case this is then? Somebody put a prior DV battery on my face sheet. There's a Florida arrest.
It might be out of another county. I couldn't see.
Okay. All right, sir, in count 1, I'm gonna set your bond amount of $1,000. Count 2, an amount of $2,000. Condition of your bond is you had no contact with the victim in this case. You may not return to this victim's residence. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Tyrone Rivers.
Mr. Rivers, you're here in case 2021 CF 7603 AO on charge of aggravated battery on a pregnant person. They reviewed the judge signed your warrant. In this case, has already found probable cause for your arrest. Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Siobhan Whitaker, Whitaker.
All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am, can you tell me how you know Mr. Rivers?
We share a child.
All right. And do you want to have contact with Mr. Rivers while this case is pending?
I'm not the victim. I'm a witness. We was together out of town when she called him, make this bogus report. She had been texting and calling my phone, threatening to come burn my house down, telling me, let him know she coming with her 40. I'd be more than happy to get turn my phone over to the state attorney as witness, as evidence, because it didn't happen. We wasn't even here. We was preparing to leave, and she was mad that he was going to celebrate our 20-year-old daughter, a college student up in Tallahassee birthday, and she called and made this bogus report.
Okay.
And prior to this, he had called law enforcement twice to get his things from her residence and tried to press charges against her, but law enforcement didn't work for him when she came and saw us at Wawa, pulled in, blocked the car in, got out trying to rip the windshield wipers off. Then she snatched his tag off. He had to. All of this should be in the reports from the police call that he made out to them about her, but the law didn't work for him. But then she can go and lie and say he hit her because she was mad that he was with his child mother.
Okay. All right, man. I'm not the judge for that. That's going to be something you're going to deal with down the road. Right now, Mr. Rivers is going to set your bond in this case amount of $2,500. Condition of bond, no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. If you have a shared residence, I'm going to give you that order with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case, and you can meet with Ms. George and turn over whatever evidence you have in your possession, ma'am.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
George Harrison.
Mr. Harrison, you're here in case 2021 MM4502 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
My name is Shakia Weston. The last name is Weston.
A second. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Harrison?
Mr. Harrison is my husband.
And do you want to contact with Mr. Harrison while this case is pending?
Yes,
Are you guys legally married, or is this?
legally.
Okay. Are you afraid of him?
No,
Has there been any prior instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
no.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this particular instance?
Alcohol.
All right, Mr. Harrison, I'm going to set your bond in this case in an amount of $500. Condition of your bond be subject to pretrial release supervision. You have no hostile contact with your wife. So no hostile contact means this. You all can have disagreements. She can be upset with you, left the toilet seat up, made a mess you didn't clean up, or she's not doing something that you would like her to do on her request. However, those disagreements cannot turn violent. They cannot turn threatening. There cannot be no abusive language used. Because if that happens, and she calls law enforcement, or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing calls law enforcement, you're going to be arrested. You're going to spend the remaining of your time here with me at the Orange County Jail while this case is pending. Do you understand that? You may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You are subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. You also may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
Your Honor, will you allow him to return back to Pennsylvania?
Oh, sorry. You guys going back to Philadelphia?
Yes.
All right, so I'll tell you about this, Mr. Harrison. If you get arrested in Philadelphia, in PA, they're going to put you on a little bus, send you back to Florida. You understand that? So don't violate my orders even when you get back home. You understand that? Yes, sir. All right, have a great day.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, please. What you got to say, Sunshine? I'm trying to get us out of here for lunch. You're trying to keep us here. That's what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Carlos Carlos Hunter, sir.
Mr. Hunter, you're here in case 2021 MM3887 on a charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Oh, sorry, this is a warrant. Yep, sorry, the judge signed your warrant in this case. I already found probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $1,500. Condition of your bond, you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. If you have a shared residence, I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Yeah. State, you have an offer from the city to resolve this possession of alcohol case?
In our system, it showed an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, for cost and a $10 filing fee.
Is it adjudication or withhold?
Adjudication, Your Honor. I'm not sure.
All right.
Is that fine?
Mr. Hunter, I'm going to take action on your other case, your felony case, just letting you know that right now. But if you want to get that city ordinance case resolved today, I can do that for you as well. All right. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, so you're here in case 2021 MO 506 AO for possession of alcoholic beverages in a prohibited area. That is a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve that case today?
No contest, Your Honor.
Are you guys already on that case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You don't say my entering a plea of no contest in that case that you're going to give up all the rights outlined on the plea form that Ms. George went over with you.
Sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, medication? Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you in this plea? Thank you. You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, could subject you to deportation. Do the parties stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Based on that stipulation, the court will find a factual basis for the entering of your plea. I accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the 6 days that you spent in Orange County Jail with 6 days credit time served. There's a court cost in that case of $223 and a $10 filing fee. I'll give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You are out on bond in case 2021 CF 4999 AO. In that case, court find the probable cause that you violated your bond conditions. Make sure, confirm. Court's going to revoke that bond, set a new bond at $0 as to that case.
Your Honor, since he resolved the other one, are you willing to at least double the bond amount?
Not based on what I read in that warrant, no. Have a great day, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Maria Lopez.
Ms. Lopez, you're here in case 2021 MM 4501 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, sir. Can you cover your face for me, please? Thank you very much. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Samuel Lopez, L-O-P-E-Z.
All right, Mr. Lopez, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Or you put your hand down. Mr. Lopez, can you tell me how you know Ms. Lopez?
It's my wife.
And do you want to have contact with your wife while this case is pending?
Yes.
Has there been any prior instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No.
Are you afraid of her?
No.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
Say you any questions for Mr. Lopez?
Yes, I'm trying to.
Wait. Let me talk. That's in the state of Florida.
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. George.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Lopez is going to set your bond in count one in an amount of $100. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You to have no hostile contact with your husband. Now, no hostile contact means this. You can be upset with him. He can not be treating you the way you want to be treated. He can be leaving a mess everywhere, leaving the toilet seat up, leaving his clothes right outside the hamper, any of those kind of things like that may annoy you. However, those arguments you have with him cannot turn violent. They cannot be turned threatening. There can be no abusive language used, because if that happens, you will be arrested. Because if he calls the police, or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing and calls the police, you're going to be arrested. You're going to spend a lot of time here with me at the Orange County Jail on a no bond status. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You have a great day, ma'am.
I couldn't hear
Sorry,
the last.
no weapons, no firearms. You got to turn them over to law enforcement within 24 hours. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Ain.
Mr. Ain, you're here in case 2021 CT 4267 AO on a failure to appear warrant. Your bond is $500, but I want to ask the state of Florida, they have an offer to resolve your driving license suspended case.
Not at this time, Your Honor.
He's on.
I see you're on probation. I saw that. All right, Mr. A, I'm going to stay your bond of $500, not take any action on your 2020 CF 14474 case. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, I have Santiago bonded. All right, I have Adams. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Cindy Adams.
Ms. Adams, you're here in case 2021 CF 7694 AO on a charge of prostitution. It was a third or subsequent offense. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to say your bond amount of $1,000. Can issue the bond. No return to the scene or location. You may not possess any drugs or alcohol. You may not associate yourself with any drug dealers or drug users. You're out on bond, ROR in case 2020 CF 3223 AO. Say, did you file on that case yet?
Yes, Your Honor. Charges involve
All right.
possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia.
All right, ma'am, you're out on ROR in case 2021 CF 3223 AO. Of course, going to revoke that bond, finding probable cause that a new law offense has been committed while you're out on release. And set a new bond at $0 in that case. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in all your cases. You have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jack Rodriguez Melendez.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 7653 AO on charge of grand theft motor vehicle. View the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna stay your bond amount of $2,500 on this case. No contact with any victims or witnesses from this case. No operating motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Sarah Bejan.
Ma'am, you're here in case 2021 CS 7340 on charge of possession of utilum. The judge signed your warrant in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Ms. Davis, she didn't qualify for pretrial.
No, she was interviewed as well. It was updated, but she didn't qualify.
Wait, did it say why, or her history isn't necessarily violent?
You need me to read the notes?
I have one sheet. I didn't get an updated sheet, so mine says she wasn't interviewed.
It said that she's currently homeless, she's been unemployed, no local emergency contacts,
Yeah.
and unable to verify union ties.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $500. Condition of your bond, you do not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and you not associate yourself with any known drug dealers or drug users while you're out on release. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am. All right, Bringington bonded, Cherry bonded.
Right.
Now Foyle. Foy, is it Foy? Say your last name?
Colbert.
Colbert.
Colby?
Colbert.
Colbert.
Coburn. What happened to Michael Foy? Okay, all right. All right, we'll get to Ms. Go. Let's do. I got Foy. I got Tiffany Francis. I got a couple. I have no idea. Who is this? Oh, I'm sorry. All right, have a great day, sir.
Just disregard.
What was his last name?
That's not the guy I saw the other day, so. No, because, all right, we're going to shit. Okay, so let's deal with Michael Foy. Michael Foy is supposed to be here on charge of 2021 CF 2213 AO for failure to appear. Things are represented by the public defender's office.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, his bond is already set at $5,000, so his bond's going to remain as set. All right, then, next person I had Tiffany Francis. This is an RC, like, what's the RCC's appointed already? Okay. All right, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Tiffany Francis.
Ms. Francis, you're here in case 2020 CF 14513 BO for a failure to appear warrant. The judge signing your warrant in that case already set your bond at $0 in this case, represented by Regional Conflict Counsel in that case. I'm not taking any action on your 2020 MM 9053 AO case. You have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Anita Gibbons.
Ms. Gibbons, you're here in case 2020 CF 76198 AO on charge of prostitution as a third or subsequent offense. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to state your bond in this case amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond is that you not return to the scene of the location, and you also not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You have a great day, ma'am. That's your appointed public defender to represent you. You have a great day. Your bond's $1,000. Can't go back to where you're picked up off the street. Cannot possess any drugs, alcohol without a valid prescription. I gave you an attorney. That's what the phone number is on that green sheet of paper. Call the public defender's office.
Can you lower this bond?
No?
They're asking for the whole amount, and I can only do 700.
No, ma'am.
Thank you. No court date or nothing.
Your next court date is on demand.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Darius Green.
Mr. Green, you're here in case 2021 CF 7322 AO on a charge of racketeering and conspiracy to commit racketeering. Judge signing your warrant in this case already found probable cause for your arrest. They set bonds in all these cases in the amount of $500,000 on count one and $250,000 on count two. Condition of your bonds, you cannot have any contact with any victims, witnesses, or victims, witnesses, or co-defendants from these cases. You may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription in this case. If you are to bond out, whoever's bonding you out needs to comply with Florida Statute 903.0462, 046 sub 2 sub F, and file an affidavit with the court attesting that the funds used to bond you out did not come from any illegal or illicit activity, including the crime that you are being charged with in these warrants. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you, but quite sure you're going to get some kind of conflict attorney because there are so many people involved in this case. I'm losing count. So have a great day, sir.
You too, sir.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Sarah Beth Hellinger.
Ms. Hellinger, you're here in two matters. The first one is 2021 CF 3095 AO, and the other one is 2021 CF 3093 AO. Both charges of grand theft motor vehicle. The judge signing your warrants in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. I believe bond is set in both cases amount of $1,500. Condition of the bond, no contact with any victims or witnesses from those cases. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes.
You have a great day. Have a great day, ma'am. Gotta keep the blood flowing. Yeah, that's a lot of body over here. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Yes, sir. Charles Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, you're here in case 2021 CF 195 AO on a failure to appear warrant. Judge signed the warrant, set bond in count one amount of $1,000, count two $5,000. Your bonds going to remain set in that case. I believe you're already represented by the public defender's office. State, did you have an offer to resolve this trespassing and occupied structure case?
Adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to the law.
Mr. Jackson, do you want to resolve you have an open trespass case. You want to resolve that case today?
Yes, sir.
Have a second, Your Honor. I'm trying to see if we're,
All right, is the public defender's always representing him in that case?
yes, it looks like we are.
All right. All right, Mr. Jackson, I'm going to have you step back for a moment, and Ms. George is going to talk to you about that case. Stay right there. Ms. George is going to talk to you about the case. We'll see if you want to resolve it this morning, so you have one less case with the court. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Cortez Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, you're here in case 2021 CF 7670 on a charge of petty theft with 2 prior theft convictions. The judge signing your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. Going to stay your bond in that case amount of $2,500. Condition of the bond, no return to the scene of the location, no contact with any victims or witnesses. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you in that matter. You have a great day, sir. All right, I had Kinnaman bonded. All right.
I think we're ready, Your
All right. All right, we're back on Mr. Jackson, 2020 MM 4096 AO. All right, Mr. Jackson, what do you want to do? Do you want to resolve that case today?
Yes, sir.
All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you put your hand down. Sir, you're here in case 2020 MM 4096 AO on a charge of trespassing an occupied structure. That is a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Ms. George, what plea you want to enter on behalf of your client?
No contest, Your Honor.
Mr. Jackson, you understand by entering a plea with no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form in front of you.
Yes, sir.
You understand you give them your right to have a trial and have Ms. George represent you at that trial?
Yes, sir.
Challenge the state's evidence and witnesses in those cases?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness? You understand why if you enter this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation. Did the party stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor, for the purpose.
Based on that stipulation, the court will find on a factual basis, and I'll accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is free and voluntarily entered. I will adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give him credit for the
36 days.
36 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 36 days credit time served. The court costs and costs of prosecution in your case are $273. There's a $50 public defender application fee and a $50 public defender lien. I make all those costs payable directly to the clerk within 2 years of today's date. You You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, sir. Terry Letson.
Mr. Letson, you're here in case 2021 CF 57280 on charges of fleeing, attempts to elude law enforcement, attempted criminal mischief, and attempted resisting officer without violence. The judge signing your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. We're going to set your bond in count one in amount of $2,000. Going to stay your bonds in your remaining counts in the amount of $500 on each count. Condition of bond, no contact with any victims or witnesses, and no operator motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Go over your face. Whoa.
Good
Keep your mask on. There you go. Thank you.
Lucius Alexander Levine.
Mr. Levine, you're here in case 2021 CF 76670 on a charge of battery on a person 65 years or older, assault on a person 65 years or older, and abuse of the elderly. If you're charging, the warrant judge signing your warrant in case already found probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count one in an amount of $2,500, count two $1,000, and count three $500. Condition of your bond that you had no contact with the victim and victims in this case, or any witnesses. You not return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be determined with law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. 1 second. This says you're making $1,400 a week.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you're not going to qualify for the services of the public defender when you make that much money. So you're going to hire your own attorney.
Yeah, because excuse me, sir, I don't know really what this case is about. That's why I'm trying to figure it out. I really want to get the information on it.
We'll make sure that Mr. Levine gets a copy of the warrant affidavit. All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? What's your name?
I'm Gene Luxton.
Mr. Luxton, you're here in case 2021 CF 7116 AO on charges of sex offender failure to register or report to the driver's license bureau. The judge signing your warrant in this case already found probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in case amount of $2,500. Additionally, your bond, you have 48 hours from your release from the Orange County Jail to report to the sheriff's office or the driver's license office as a violent sexual predator or sexual offender. You're out on bond in two other prior failure to registers in case 2020 CF 4181 AO as well as 2021 CF 754 AO. In those cases, of course, going to revoke those bonds, going to set new bonds at $0 in those cases. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in all your cases. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Alan Peterson.
All right. Mr. Peterson, you're here in case 2021 CF 7681 AO on charge of possession of cocaine. They reviewed the charging in the affidavit in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to stay your bond in that case in the amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond that you not possess any drugs or alcohol. You without a valid prescription, you're subject to random drug and alcohol testing, as well as not associate yourself with any known drug dealers or drug users. You have an out-of-county warrant from Osceola County in case 2021 CF 1534 AO. And the judge signing your warrant in that case has already found probable cause for the charge of grand theft motor vehicle, set your bond in the amount of $5,000. Condition of bond, no contact with any victims or witnesses from that case. State, do you have an offer for the petty theft? In case 2020 MM 2847.
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, sir, you out. On bond in case 2020 MM 2847. In that case, of course, going to revoke that bond. New law offense being committed while you're out on release. You're also out on bond in case 2020 CF 1314. In that case, of course, going to revoke that bond, finding probable cause that new law has been committed, and going to set new bonds at $0 in those cases. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you in all your cases. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ryan Prowl.
Mr. Prowell, is it Prowell?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Prowell, you're here in case 2019 CF 2177AO for a failure to appear warrant. The judge in that case set your bond at $0. In that case, your bond's going to remain at zero. I'm going to appoint, I think he already has a public defender, correct? No, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in that case. I'm not going to take any action on your 2021 CT 108W case. I'm not taking any action on your open, you have another open case, I'm not taking any action on that case. You have a great day, sir.
Watch your step.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Sunny Joseph Ramirez.
Mr. Ramirez, you're here in case 2020 CF 14098AO on a failure to appear warrant. Judge signed your warrant. In that case, already set your bond amount of $1,500. Your bond's going to remain as set in that case. Want to appoint a public defender if you're not already appointed in that case. It's going to, you understand what I'm saying? Or you can't hear me?
Somewhat.
Okay, so you having problems hearing me?
No, I don't have problem hearing you.
All right. Your bond's set $1,500. You have a great day, ma'am.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Randall Reynolds.
Mr. Reynolds, you're here in case 2021 CF 7660 on a charge of attempted burglary of an occupied dwelling. I reviewed the charging affidavit. In that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in that case amount of $3,500. Condition of bond, no return to the scene of the location, no contact with any victims or witnesses from that case. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you in that matter. You have a great day, ma'am. Sir. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ryan Richardson.
Mr. Richardson, you're here in case 2019 CF 6237AO on a failure to appear warrant. You're also here in case 2020 CF 12860AO on a failure to appear warrant. The judge signed both those warrants, set your bonds in the amount of none in each case. Want to appoint a public defender to represent you if you're not already appointed. You have a great day, sir. All right, Mr. Wachowski is here on case 2021 CF 7695AO on a charges of possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon, grand theft motor vehicle, possession of drug paraphernalia, and resisting officer without violence. Want to appoint a public defender to represent him.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. The judge signed a warrant. His case is already found probable cause for his arrest. Going to state his bonds as set in the amount of $5,000 on count 1 and 2 and $500 on counts 3 and 4, respectively. And the condition he's not possessing any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms he has needs to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release and not have any contact with any victims or witnesses. He also may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. He's subject to random drug and alcohol testing at his expense. Might as well put him on PTR then. I'll put him on PTR before you drug test him through PTR.
So no bond?
No, he's gonna get bonds. Good Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Yes, sir. William Demetrius Tynes, sir.
Mr. Tynes, you're here in case 2021 CF 7686 AO on charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Yep. I did refute the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. We're going to set your bond in this case in amount of $2,500. Addition your bond that you do not have any contact with the victims in this case or any witnesses. No weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned with law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
Sir, could I ask you something?
I want to appoint a public defender to represent you. So ask Ms. George a question first, and then we can get to your, because everything you asked me is on the record. Stay still. Mathis. Have a great day, sir.
Villarini, he refused court.
All right. All right, Villarini is supposed to be here in case 2021 CF 76382 AO, sorry, 7682 AO on charge of possession of cocaine, possession of Xanax, possession of heroin, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent him.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, going to stay his bond in count one amount of $1,000, 150 in count two, 150 in count three, and 100 in count four. His bond, no drugs, no alcohol. No drug dealers or drug users. He is out on bond in case 2021 CF 3015 AO. State you guys file on both charges in there, that case? I don't, RR, I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. Both
All right.
charges were filed.
All right. All right, we'll revoke that bond in that case. Going to give him new bonds in count one, the amount of $2,000. Count one, $2,000. Count two, $500. Condition of bond, no drug dealers or drug users. And no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Mr. Bruno Ponte is supposed to be here in case 2020 CF 10499 and 2021 MM 4520 AO. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent her.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
That's 2020 CF 10499 AO. This is an on-view violation. No, it's a warrant. It's a warrant signed for a violation of her probation. Judge Roach said it is none. It's going to remain at none. She was also arrested on a new charge, 2021 MM 4520 AO, for a charge of prostitution. Reviewed that charging affidavit, did find probable cause for her arrest. Going to set her bond in that case in an amount of $500. Condition of bond, no return to the scene of the location. No drugs, no alcohol without a valid prescription. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
David Higgins, David Michael Higgins.
Mr. Higgins, you're here in 2019 CF 2464AO on charge of violation of probation. They reviewed a charging affidavit the judge signing your warrant in this case set your bond at no bond. The bond's going to remain at no bond in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I have a question.
All right, I'm going to ask Ms. George a question because everything you asked me is on the record. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning. Gregory Ingram.
Mr. Ingram, you're here in case 2020 CF 191AO for a violation of probation. The judge signed your warrant in this case, set your bond at no bond. Condition your bond to have no contact with the victim even while you're here at the jail. Do you understand that? So the victim underlying case, no contact. Got it? Going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Say again?
I have a lawyer,
Who's your lawyer?
Blair Jackson.
Did you already hire Mr. Jackson? Sir. All right. All right, so I'm not going to appoint a public defender to represent you. You have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Christopher Leon, sir.
All right. Actually, Dexter, can I get him a DV no contact order? I'm Mr. Ingram. Please. Yeah, please. All right. Sorry. Go, Mr. Leon. You are here in case 2021 CF 1341 and also 2021 CF 2532 for violations of probation. The judge signing your warrant in both of your cases set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. I'm not taking any action on your 2021 CF 2616 case.
There's no possible outcome of a bond today, sir. I'm a caretaker for my brother. I never had a failure to appear ever. I lived in Seminole County for 30 years. I was only out 2 weeks. I didn't know, you know.
We'll talk about that.
I didn't
Well-
commit any crime, sir. My brother just had.
Well, I'm just going to read you what's on the affidavit right here that was in front of me. Is that you were involved in something that happened on June 8th of this year with the Seminole County Police Department, and that's the reason why you were arrested and charged with a violation of probation. Now, I'm not inclined to do that. You got to get in front of the judge for your division and get that handled. And to me, you have to get more facts. Get in front of Judge Strobridge and talk to her about your bond and stuff like that, so she can set that for you. All right.
What day is my court date in front of her?
You'll have to see Judge Lattimore first, like 2 doors down, and courtroom 3 for arraignment. So maybe you can talk to, before then, you can get a bond motion or something like that. So you got to talk to your attorney, get that worked out. I was wondering when you were going to break. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Luckner Risme.
Sir, you're here in case 2018 CF 17174AO on charge of violation of probation. Underlying charges are aggravated assault. Bond, judge sign your warrant, state your bond at none, your bond's gonna remain at none. So you're a violent felony offender, special concern, you're not gonna be entitled to release on this case on bond until your violation of probation is completed. You have a great day, sir.
I had a question.
Sorry, I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. So talk to Ms. George first, because everything you asked me is on the record. No, I just need him to sign the no contact order. Because one of his violations is that he just, forgot.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day, sir. Well, we're sitting here while you're here. You got any questions about the no contact order? No. All right, yeah, for you, I just want to make sure that, you're good.
Yes,
So
sir.
make sure you understand you're not going to have any issues.
No, I never had issues with that, so I'm good.
I'm saying, one of your allegations is that you did, so
No,
I
well,
want to make sure that, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's true or not, but I just want to make sure that while you're at the jail, you don't cause yourself any more hardship, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, have a great day. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Mitchell Sanders.
Mr. Sanders, you're here in case 2020 CF 5680AO on a violation of probation. The judge signed your warrant. In this case, did find probable cause and set your bond at none. Your bond's going to remain at none in this case. Want to appoint the public defender's office to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
All right.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Rodney Goodman.
Mr. Goodman, you're here in case 2021, I believe CF 2248892 from Volusia County. For an out-of-county warrant, the judge in Volusia County set your bond in an amount of $500. No, sorry, no, it's probably 2021 MM 224892. All right. Judge of Volusia County set your bond amount of $500. Your bonds remain as set in that case. I'm not taking any action on your other cases that you have open here in orange, 2021 CF 5451 and 2021 CF 4171. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think it's 2021 MM 224892, possibly, for Volusia County. Oh. It's a trespass case. I'm figuring it's a misdemeanor case of some sort. I'm not taking any action on his other cases because. Yeah. There's two bonds. There's two warrants. All I had was one FTA for a trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance. Bond's $500. I only had one warrant for him. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Abner Ribalta.
Sir, you're here in case 2020, I believe CF 361, a case from Seminole County. The judge of Seminole County signed a warrant for a violation of probation. They set your bond at no bond. The bonds remain at no bond to get you over to Seminole County. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you while you're here in my custody, but we should be able to get you on to Seminole County relatively quickly. Have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Anthony Rush.
Mr. Rush, you're here on a charge of violation of probation from out-of-county warrant from Brevard County in case 2019 CF 10440. Ms. Davis. That's why I say he's a violent felony special concern on my sheet, but I don't have any history for him. the charges, so.
Because he's on state probation, but I guess due to this out-of-county revert, it is the VOP, so they asked us to delete it.
Okay, well, sir, your bond's gonna remain at none, but I don't have anything. They marked you on my sheet as a violent felony offender of special concern, but I don't know anything about your history to tell you whether that's true or not. But you'll be held at no bond until you get you over to Brevard County. I want to appoint the public defender's office to represent you while you're here in my custody. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Does anybody have anything else before we go into recess?
Please tell me your name.
Dylan Aaron?
20MM 7180. You have an attorney to represent you. You're here to be arraigned on a charge of violation of a condition of pretrial release on a domestic violence case. Are you represented by John Guidry? You have to answer out loud.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This is Division 50.
Division 50 pretrial conference date will be June 26th at 9 a.m., courtroom 7C.
21MM 3048. Ms. George, your office represents her.
I'll waive and enter a denial, Your Honor.
Division 61.
Just
Division
two?
61. This is for case number 3048.
Okay, sorry. I'll enter a plea of not guilty.
Division 61 pretrial conference is July 30th at 9 a.m.
Daquan Shields? All right, 21MM 3618. You're here charged with trespass and occupied structure, and you're represented by the Office of the Public Defender.
Yes, Your Honor. The offer from the state is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, no return to 8375 International Drive. I did have a chance to speak to Mr. Shields. He would like to accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest. He understands all the rights he would be given up.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help God?
All right, you can put your hand down. You heard what Ms. George said. Is that what you'd like to do here today? Yes, ma'am. And let me ask the state, why would the court withhold adjudication? What's the reason for that offer?
1 moment, Your Honor. He has no other convictions, Your Honor, that
All
are
right.
found in Orange County.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Shields, you understand all the rights you're giving up if you enter a plea of no contest today? Or guilty? Do you have any questions for me about those rights? You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that? And if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you? Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything other than the state's offer to get you to enter this plea today? You're not under the influence of drugs or alcohol or anything that could impair your ability to understand what you're doing. You don't appear to be. You appear to be alert and intelligent, capable of understanding. At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass in occupied structure? I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for the 35 days you've been in jail. I'll order that you not return to the address your attorney said earlier. You understand? All right, you have 30 days to appeal in writing. Good luck.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter, previously sworn.
Please connect to the headset.
Certainly, Your Honor. Allow me just a moment to connect, please. Your Honor, the interpreter can confirm defendant is able to hear through the headsets.
Sir, please tell me your name.
Orlando Reyes Soto. Orlando Omar Reyes Soto.
Orlando Omar Reyes Soto.
You're here in 21 CF 7693, charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. There is probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $15,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Your Honor, the interpreter is not able to hear the defendant. I'm requesting that he speak louder.
Yes, please.
Sí.
Yes.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition.
Sí. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Were you living with him?
No.
No.
All right, you're not allowed to return to his residence for any reason. And at this time, I'm revoking your bond in 20 CT 2156. Good luck, sir. Is that all for the interpreter this morning, or this afternoon? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good afternoon.
You as well.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, counselor. Go ahead, put your appearance on record.
My name is Jeremiah Allen. I'm representing Tesson Georges this afternoon.
All right, this is 21 CF 6699. Mr. Georges, you're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and lewd or lascivious battery. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. Did you wish to be heard as to bond, counselor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Judge, just to give you a quick background, he has, as you can see, he has the bond on the aggravated battery. On count 2, he does not have a bond. That is I think it's important, an attempted L&L there. In the affidavit, if you'll read that, I missed it the first time. The alleged victim says that she told the defendant that she was 19 years old. So that's the
Yeah, I saw that.
He has no prior record. He was working in the post office, or excuse me, at the airport before all this happened. Born and raised here in Orlando, Florida, and has numerous family members that retained me in this case. He's actually in a little town in Georgia. When he got picked up, he didn't know about these charges, got picked up there. I think he's been in for about 30 days, for these charges for this second-degree felony, and has no problem having no contact with the alleged victim, obviously, but he's no flight risk. So we would ask that the court set bond for $15,000 on that count.
What says the state?
No objection, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, and I'm going to, obviously, the alleged victim's not here. I've spoken with her. I'm going to provide them with a witness statement. She, from what I know about the case, she says that this was an accidental discharge as well.
Accidental discharge of the firearm?
Yes, Your Honor.
He pointed at her and then shot her with? I show that he has 2 prior failures to appear. Was that on the possession of cannabis? Do you know?
At this time, I don't know, Your Honor.
Judge,
It was, Your Honor.
It was?
Yes.
And yes, sir, go ahead.
Sorry there. I would
No,
just,
it's okay.
I think that I think when the state looks at this, I think they're, obviously they're going to have some time to make a filing decision. I'm hoping they're going to take a good look at it. I believe that these charges may be reduced or completely dropped, from what I know.
All right, well, sir, I was going to set your bond much higher, but you should thank your attorney after this hearing. Because at this time, I will stay your bond at $5,000 on count one. I'll set it at $15,000 on count two. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Was this firearm confiscated by law enforcement?
No, they took the gun.
I don't know if it was. So I'll order that you have to surrender it within 24 hours of your release. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages or any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You're not allowed to have any unsupervised contact with any minor child under the age of 18. You're not allowed to return to the in-town suites at 5615 Major Boulevard. Do you know where that is?
Yes.
All right, don't go back there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir. Thank you, Counselor.
Yucini.
Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Jeffrey Westcott Salton.
21MM 4524, you're here charged with soliciting to procure a prostitute. There is probable cause.
Your Honor, the state has made an offer of withhold of adjudication, credit time served. I did have a chance to speak to Mr. Salton. He understands all the rights he will be given up and would like to accept the state's offer here today.
Why would the court withhold adjudication in this?
He hasn't.
That I was able to find, Your Honor, there were no other convictions. At least not in the state of Florida.
All right, I'll accept it. Raise your right hand, sir.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Do?
You heard what Ms. George just said today. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering a plea today?
Yes, I do.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, ma'am.
Did you review that plea agreement in front of you?
Repeat it, you're saying?
No, did you review it? That has all the constitutional rights you're giving up by entering a plea today.
I understand.
All right. Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that?
I understand.
And if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you.
U.S. citizen, born and raised.
All right, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of soliciting to procure a prostitute?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for the 2 days that you've been in jail. How much is court costs? How long will it take for you to pay $273 in court costs?
As soon as you let me out of here, I mean, I'll have a debit card in my wallet.
All right, so if I give you 30 days, that's enough time?
You can give me right today. I'll have it paid today if it's possible.
All right, I'll give you 30 just in case, but you have 30 days to pay that.
I would like to, if I can pay it today, can I?
I think you can, but you pay it at the, online. Can you pay it online with the clerk's office?
Whatever's easiest. I just want to.
I think you can pay it online with the clerk's office. So I'll give you 30 days to do it. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Please tell me your name.
Edward Simmons, ma'am.
21MM 4506, you're here charged with battery. There is probable cause. I'm sorry, did you wish to be heard?
I was going to wait for you to appoint us, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Yes, Ms. George?
He does qualify for pretrial release, Your Honor. I would just ask for pretrial release in this case.
Actually, I did update
Oh,
that.
you
I
updated.
wrote it on yours.
Sorry.
Right.
It was after I printed it.
Okay, not a problem.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Okay.
Your bond is $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Do you know where he lives?
What was that?
Mr. Moreno? All right. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Roger Ushery.
21 4526, you're here charged with soliciting to procure for prostitution. There is probable cause.
Your Honor, the state made an offer of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served in order to resolve the offer today. I did have a chance to speak to Mr. Ussery. He understands all the rights he will be given up and would like to accept the state's offer here today.
I don't know that I'm inclined to do that. Looks like he has quite an extensive criminal history. That's violent.
I would just.
Is an active warrant for, in Georgia?
Yes.
So has that been served?
Yes, the fugitive warrant.
He's already been served with that one.
All right.
And I haven't been in any trouble in about 10 years, Your Honor.
It says your last failure to appear for court was in 2015 in North Carolina. And that your last conviction, you don't have to explain it. I'm just telling you what I'm reading. And your last conviction was in 2017. It was a DUI level 2 out of North Carolina.
Your Honor, I would just argue that he's probably going to be given the same offer downtown. I would just ask that you be willing to accept the offer here today. He still has the other warrant he has to address as well.
I'm not inclined to accept that, Counselor.
Okay, Your Honor, I just ask that you stay the bond.
May I speak?
You can say anything you want, but everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. So you understand that?
I do.
All right.
I would ask if we could.
Your Honor, he states that he's currently working here. That's why he's here. Again, I would just ask that we be able to resolve his charge today. We have multiple that offers were made. I just ask that you allow him to resolve his as well.
I'm supposed to be working right now.
He's the first one with an extensive criminal history. The next one, I might not accept it either. I see an extensive criminal history on that one. I have to look at the next one. I don't know that I'm inclined to accept 2 days on this with a fairly extensive criminal record, including violence. Where do you work?
Way Better Moves, moving company.
At a moving company?
Yes, household moving. Yes, ma'am. That's why I'm here.
How long have you been here?
2 days.
No, not in jail. I mean, in Orlando.
2 days.
Oh, you just got here?
Yes.
Do you live in North Carolina?
Yes.
All right, raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You heard what Ms. George, you can put your hand down. You heard what Ms. George said. Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering a plea?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights? Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that?
Yes.
If it's in North Carolina or Georgia, this plea could violate that probation?
Yes.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation? At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of soliciting to procure a prostitute?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 2 days that you've been in jail. I'll order that you pay court costs. How long will it take you to pay? It's roughly $300.
At least 30 days.
All right, I'm going to give you 60. Is that plenty of time?
Yes.
All right, I'll give you 60 days to pay it. Good luck. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Another thing, Ms. George, I don't know if I'm going to keep accepting no contest pleas on everything.
Okay,
This isn't an accident,
I understand.
right? So if they don't want to admit guilt and take responsibility for their actions, I might just say, you're going to have to bond out.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thanks. Hold on, give me 1 minute. Please tell me your name.
Scott Evans.
20 MM 2716, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for trial on a charge of trespass and occupied structure. The bond is $2,000.
Your Honor, the state's offers an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to resolve the case today. I did speak to Mr. Evans. He understands all the rights he would be giving up and would like to resolve the case today.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you heard what I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You heard what Ms. George just said. Is that what you'd like to do here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about the rights you're giving up by entering this plea?
No, ma'am. It's just for time served, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
But you're giving up the constitutional right to a jury trial when one is required, the right to force the state to prove the charges beyond all reasonable doubt, your right to remain silent, your right to testify on your own behalf. You're going to give up all those rights.
That's fine.
And I want to make sure you understand that.
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation.
I'm sorry, one more time?
If you're not a U.S. citizen, I don't know if you are, I have to ask everyone this, but you understand that if you're not, you could be deported because of this.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You understand that? All right. How do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass
Guilty.
in occupied structure? All right, I'll accept your plea of guilty. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for
35 days.
35 days in jail. I'll order that you not return to
The Wawa at 6500 West Sand Lake Road.
All right, sir, I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you 30 days to pay them. Good luck. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Please tell me your name.
Cesar Cruz.
21 CF 7702, you're here charged with robbery, domestic violence battery, domestic violence assault, and criminal mischief. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $5,000 on count 1, $100 on counts 2, 3, and 4 each. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Were you living there?
Yeah.
Were you living with her? You have to answer me out loud.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can't now. I'll order you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Terrence me.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 6695. I don't know if that's a 0 or an AO. Charging you with domestic battery by strangulation. There is probable cause. Another judge has already found that because it's a warrant. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $10,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Were you two living together? Sir? Were you two living together? All right, you can't now. I'll order you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you can't coordinate that with the victim. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Another warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 7314, charging you with attempted arson of an occupied dwelling and assault domestic violence. Again, another judge has already found probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Does the state wish to be heard on bond?
No, Your Honor.
Your bond will be $25,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. All the same conditions as the last case. You're not allowed to have contact with the victim. You can't return to this residence. Is it the same residence? Mr. May?
Oh, man, I don't have
You don't know?
anything pertaining to, like,
All right, hold on.
statements, no nothing.
Let me see if it's the same. Does the state know if it's the same address?
We have one residence, and that's.
I believe it is, Your Honor, as it's the same victim.
Yeah, it's a different address, but I think the other one wasn't her address.
Your Honor, did you also include no drugs and alcohol?
I didn't in the last case.
Your Honor, I would just ask that you consider lowering one of the either the 10,000 or the 25,000. I see he has no failures to appear. The last conviction was in 2019 for no valid driver's license. And if on this one, I know I don't have it in front of me, but in the warrant, I know there is a threat to burn the house down, but I didn't see anything else. If I'm
He kicked the lit grill over.
okay.
And there were burned coals spread across the front door.
So I just ask that you consider lowering at least one of those, Your Honor.
The affidavit states that he was outside the apartment banging and kicking at the door, and then he yelled he was going to burn the apartment down. Then he removed the grill, which was in the hot water heater closet next to the front door, placed it at the front door, lit it on fire, and kicked it over at the front door. So that's the attempt. His last conviction, it looks like, was an aggravated battery on a pregnant female. Looks like he maybe went to DOC, which ended in 2015. Oh, well, then he had a no valid driver's license in 2019.
Yes.
But his prior criminal history includes aggravated battery on a pregnant person, felony battery, great bodily harm, battery, domestic violence, VOP. Those are the convictions I see.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
I think given that these two incredibly serious violent felonies were perpetrated on the same victim,
Okay, I understand, Your Honor.
I'm not inclined to reduce it at this time. However, I will still allow you a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or controlled substances without a valid prescription. Do you understand? You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. No contact with the victim. I think I got it all. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Janasia Oliver.
21MM4507. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Does the state have any objection to pretrial release?
One moment, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special conditions. You can't have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You must maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. I'm going to say the same thing to him if I'm seeing him today, but you guys can't live in the same place. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am. We don't live together.
Okay. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Mary Pomeroy Minaccio.
21MM4511. You're here charged with battery, dating violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Did you wish to be heard, Ms. George?
Yes, Your Honor. I was going to see if we can recall this towards the end. The victim was originally sent away because he had the two children with him. So he's coming back up here because they live out of state. And he was supposed to be on his way back because they said he can come back up. So if we could just recall it.
We'll just recall it in a few minutes. That's fine. Thank you, Ms. George. 21MM4505, battery domestic violence. I find her refusal a willing waiver of her appearance today. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office.
Okay.
There's probable cause. I'll stay her bond at $500. No contact with the victim. No weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Maintain a separate residence. Allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather belongings. Please tell me your name.
Oh, Thornton.
21MM395AW. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. I show that he's on probation and a violent felony offender of special concern.
Yes.
Has he been served with a VOP?
Yes, he's been served with the on-view VOP. That'll
Okay.
be seen tomorrow.
All right. So that VOP, it probably has no bond, but in this case, I'm going to give you a bond. I just wanted to make sure that you understand, because of that, even if you post this bond, you're not going to bond out.
No.
You know, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in this case, your bond is $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim, even while you're in custody. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Were you two living together?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can't now, or you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings.
Yes, ma'am.
Was there any allegation of drugs or alcohol in this? I didn't write
I
that.
didn't read any, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, good luck, sir. I didn't write it, and I usually do, but I couldn't recall.
So you're bonded, Your Honor? And you also bonded?
Please tell me your name. 21 CT 4678. Is that right? You're here charged with driving while license suspended. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500. You can't drive without a valid Florida license. You understand that? All right, at this time, I'm also going to revoke your bond in 21 CF 3736. Your attorney's going to have to file a motion in front of the trial judge. Yes. The state called no information? All right, let's do that. Can you bring back Terrence May? Terrence, not Thomas. It doesn't have to be right now, but whenever you can get him. Please tell me your name.
Neil Ramsden.
In 21 MM 4508, you're here charged with resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500. In 21 MO 749, you're here charged with failure to present a valid identification. There's also probable cause for that. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you for that case as well. In 21 CT 4677, you're here charged with driving while license suspended. Again, there's probable cause, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500. You can't drive without a valid Florida license. You understand? You understand?
Yes, I understand.
All right, good luck.
You left the bond on the not providing ID charge?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. You can pay.
Please tell me your name.
Markel Graham.
21 CF 7691. You're here charged with possession of cocaine, possession of MDMA, and possession of cannabis under 20 grams. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. I'll stay your bond at $1,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2, and $100 on count 3. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You also can't have contact with Raul Rivas. He's the co-defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, can I have just a second?
Yes.
Your Honor, on the resisting without violence, the out on bond charge, there was an offer conveyed of an adjudication of guilt, court cost, in the 2021 and 57280. I did ask Mr. Graham if he would like to resolve that case. He stated he would like to resolve it here today. We're appointed on that case. That's how I knew there was an offer made from the state attorney's office, and I did confirm that it was okay for him to resolve that case.
Please raise your right hand.
I thought it was already resolved.
Okay, well, let me swear you in, and then let me ask you some questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, so I heard you just say you thought it was resolved. It was not. You were released on your own recognizance, but the charge is still pending.
Yes, ma'am.
So you understand the state's offers an adjudication of guilt and credit time served?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes, ma'am.
But you understand that that doesn't affect the possession of cocaine and MDMA and paraphernalia that we just talked about.
Ma'am.
So you're still going to be sitting here on those unless you post that bond.
Yes, ma'am.
And you still want to resolve the resisting without violence?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea today?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol that could impair your ability to understand what you're doing?
No, ma'am.
You don't appear to be. You appear to be alert and intelligent. All right, sir, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of resisting without violence?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for
10 days.
10?
10, yes.
The 10 days that you've been in jail, I have to order that you pay court costs, and I'll give you a year to pay them. A year from the date of his release.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal that in writing. Please tell me your name.
Carl Dale Jackson.
21 CF 7697. You're here charged with driving while license suspended, third or subsequent offense, and no motor vehicle registration. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. I'll stay your bond at $2,500 on count 1, $100 on count 2. Sir, you can't drive without a valid license. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am, but I'm a mechanic.
Don't say, I'm not asking you to say anything. I don't want you to justify it. I just want to make sure you understand.
I understand, man.
You can keep,
10 years.
and it's a felony, so the more times that you get arrested for this, the more serious it gets.
This is the last time.
All right, good luck.
This is Mr. Misdemeanor.
Oh, hold on one second. All right, that's Thomas. You said Terrence. Which May are you? This is Terrence. That's okay, I just want to make sure because this is. Wait. Is this Ms. George's case?
Which one?
Terrence May? It is, right? I appointed you?
You did appoint me, Your Honor. Where he is.
Can you guys approach? I want the state to look at this. So the state's dropping it, both charges, both cases? All right, Mr. May, tell me one more time, what's your first name? Thank you, I just want to make sure I have the right May. In 21 CF 6695 and 21 CF 7314, the state has filed announcements of no information. So the state's dropped both of these cases against you, which means you don't have to post those bonds that we talked about earlier. I don't know if you have anything else holding you, but if you don't, you'll be released on these.
I also found out all the information I needed last night, and they reported my brother over.
Okay, I don't know. As long as you don't have any other cases, you'll be released because the state dropped these two. Okay? Good luck. All right, ma'am, tell me your name again. 21MM4511. You're here charged with battery dating violence. I appointed an attorney to represent you already. There is probable cause. Sir, do you wish to testify?
No.
You don't want to speak to me?
As far as.
Well, you're here. If there's anything you want to say, I have to swear you in. But if you don't want to say anything.
I don't want to press any charges.
Okay, if you want to say even that, you have to be sworn in.
Oh, okay.
Raise your right hand. It's all right.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record and spell your.
Jeffrey Fulmer. No, you don't talk.
Spell your last name.
FOL, M as in Mary, ER.
All right, I'm going to let the prosecutor ask you some questions, and then if there's anything else you want to say, you can.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fulmer.
Hi.
What is your relationship to the defendant?
Her boyfriend.
Okay. Are you afraid of her?
No.
Has anything like this happened before?
No.
If anything like this did happen again, would you be willing to call the police?
It won't happen again. When we get home, we're split up. We won't be together anymore.
Okay. So while this case is pending, did you want to have contact with the defendant?
Yes, because we need to get the boys back to New Jersey.
Okay. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Does the defense have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, was there anything else you wanted to say?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you for coming. You can stay right there if you want while I talk to her some more.
Okay.
So you can hear it all.
And Your Honor, as far as the contact, I think that because they live out of state, they travel together. So as the alleged victim just stated, he is going to part ways once they get back. And I believe that if anything like this happens again, he is willing to call 911 and she'll be brought back here before you. So I would just ask for a no hostile contact so we can get back to, I believe, New Jersey.
All right. Can we do PTR in New Jersey?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to place you on pretrial release, which means that you'll be able to leave without posting a monetary bond today. I'm going to allow you to have contact with the victim based on the testimony here in court, but it has to be peaceful contact. No hostile contact, do you understand? Don't even raise your voice. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Was alcohol involved in this incident?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right, you're not allowed to possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or controlled substances, and you'll be subject to random drug and alcohol screens. So you can go back to New Jersey and you can go back together. Just make sure it's only peaceful contact. You understand? Did I say no weapons? You're not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. All right, good luck, ma'am. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
No problem. Come on.
Please tell me your name. In 21 CF 7690, you're here charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $5,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim or any witness in this case. You're not allowed to return to the scene of the crime. In 21 CF 7689, you're here charged with fleeing or attempting to elude law enforcement with light and sirens activated and driving while license suspended or revoked as a habitual offender. There is also probable cause in this case, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $15,000 on count 1 and $150,000 on count 2. All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Jonathan Lucas.
21 MM 4529, you're here charged with soliciting to procure for prostitution. There is probable cause.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release.
I'll think about that. In 21 CF 7688,
No.
You're here charged with carrying a concealed weapon.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I just seen that they just placed in a bond pending alert, 3 minutes ago. So he's bonding.
Oh, he already paid the bond.
You already paid the bond?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'll stay your bonds as they are. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you can't return to the Garnet Inn and Suites at 8820 South Orange Blossom Trail. Do you understand that?
I understand.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Raul Rivas.
21 CT 4674. You're here charged with driving while license suspended. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500. You can't drive without a valid Florida license, and you can't have any contact with the co-defendant. Do you understand?
Yes.
In 21 CF 7692, you're charged with possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's also probable cause for these charges. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count one, $100 on count two. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. You can't have contact with any known drug dealers or with the co-defendant. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Anthony Williams. Anthony Williams.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 20 CF 12532 for violating your community controller probation by failing to report to the probation officer as directed. There's no bond authorized on that, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. In 21 MM 4509, you're charged with providing a false identification to a law enforcement officer. There's also probable cause for this charge. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you, and I'll reduce your bond to $250. Good luck, sir.
Yep.
Please tell me your name.
Francisco Ramos.
21 CT 1984. You have a warrant out of Lake County for failing to appear on a charge of attaching a tag unassigned. Your bond is $2,000. We'll notify them that you're here so they can transport you, but you have a bond. So if you're able to post it, you can bond out from here too. All right, good luck. Thank you, sir.